In 2024, Morocco has significantly expanded its legal cannabis sector, issuing over 3,000 authorizations compared to just 721 in the previous year. This growth follows the Royal Pardon Initiative, which has provided new opportunities for farmers to operate within a regulated framework. The National Agency for Regulation of Cannabis-Related Activities, ANRAC, has granted 2,837 authorizations for cultivation and production to 2,659 farmers, a substantial increase from 430 in 2023. Additionally, 192 authorizations were issued to 98 operators for processing, marketing, export, and seed activities. These operators include 23 cooperatives, 51 companies, and 24 private individuals. ANRAC has also certified 7.3 million cannabis seeds for cultivation on 1,164 hectares, benefiting 100 production cooperatives and 1,520 farmers. The use of local Baldia cannabis seeds has been authorized for 1,916 hectares by 106 cooperatives. Morocco's 2021 law allows cannabis cultivation for medical and industrial purposes in the Rif region, historically known for illicit hashish. The Baldia variety has been authorized for production following studies by the National Institute for Agronomic Research. Strict regulations ensure that any plant extracts with a THC content above 1% must be destroyed, with only those below this threshold being used industrially. The Royal Pardon Initiative has led to 685 convictions being overturned, affecting 4,831 individuals linked to cannabis cultivation, though it excludes those involved in trafficking or serious crimes. This move enhances Morocco's international image and strengthens the legal cannabis sector, offering farmers a secure environment to expand their activities. And I love this. I love to see it. I love that their traditional cultivars are being used. I love that they're certifying those, which is amazing. And I think that Morocco is a great example of a place that is looking at this industry and saying, hey, we've been doing this. Let's not get left behind. So I'm very excited to hear what you guys have to think, and we'll keep it short. If you guys want to read the story, fun fact, I always shorten all my stories. I read them first and then change them a bit. So, yeah, if you want to read the whole thing, it's a much longer article. You can find it at high9news.com.
Oh, boy.
Thank you for that insight, Jenny Beth. You know, I'm a huge fan of this Moroccan movement. But I know we Americans stay in our bubble over here in the States. How long have they been working on this? Because it seems like they were just like rolling out like banger after banger.
I'm just so impressed. They're moving so fast. I mean, I wish I have halfway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how long, do we have insight?
I think it's been a few years. I believe it's been a few years.
Morocco, we did the story on this on Morocco yesterday. Jenny covered it, and now she got another Morocco story. And basically, they just like
it has been a few years, but they are very rapidly moving things through. Like instead of just rolling it out in a janky way, I guess they kind of hem-hawed around about it a little bit.
They're doing things. They're doing it like New York should have done it.
These guys,
they announced that they will be figuring this thing out, and when it happens, rather than giving a hard date as to when this is going to happen, and then just ham-fisting everything through.
Well, and Morocco is wise because they're not building a new industry; they're taking an old industry and ushering it into a new era. And so I'm super excited for them and all the constituents there that will benefit from this. What's that?
I mean, technically, that's what we did here in America. We just did it shittily.
We do a lot of things
to a degree. They're doing it in the right way, right? They're explicitly saying that the legacy operators are the ones that we want to operate in this market. And I mean, for a number of reasons, I think this is super exciting. One of them being that while Morocco has always been a more progressive, westernized Arabic country, it is still a predominantly Muslim Arab country. And for them to be moving in this direction, when you see just how draconian and antiquated the laws are in places like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates and Qatar and places like that, I think this is really encouraging. Yeah, UAE, Dubai. So I think this is really encouraging, and I think this is going to do a lot for the amount of trafficking that happens across the Strait of Gibraltar there between Spain and Morocco, because Spain is also working on slowly but surely modernizing their market as well. So I think it'll be interesting to see how legalization on both sides of the Strait of Gibraltar affects the future of
we've been talking about cannabis tourism for a very long time, and if there's any place that I think would be the biggest, most immediate beneficiary of cannabis tourism, to me, the obvious answer is Morocco.
Really? Why is that?
Yeah, but I think part of the cool thing about
why is that?
Morocco for me was like it took me years and years and years to get an invite from somebody who could safely take me to this region, right? So like, I mean, that's kind of like, remember when you had to know how to roll a blunt to smoke a blunt? Remember when you had to know how to roll a hash hole? Like, let's not custody everything the fuck up, but let's let Morocco kind of kick off and do what they're doing and at least allow them to continue their traditions without punishment for it.
I just can't wait till they have consumption lounges in Morocco.
Oh boy.
I mean, I've been to a couple places in Tangier that might not be licensed consumption lounges, but they were definitely letting us smoke some hash spliffs after hours.
Amazing.
Inside.
Amazing. That sounds like an awesome experience. I would.
No, it was a really, really fun time, and like as somebody that explicitly went to Morocco for the purpose of trying out their hash. I believe they call us narco tourists. I agree with what Yarrow said. I think this is really big, and I think that there's an opportunity for them to provide that in a more mainstream manner, not just for people that are stoners, that are really into the culture, that are aware of the history of hashish production in Morocco.
Fair enough. Yeah, this is a great story. Great job, Jenny.
I mean, just to answer Rico's question about why I think Morocco would be, the obvious answer for cannabis tourism, the architecture, the various cultural influences. I mean, Morocco's been on the map since Humphrey Bogart did Casablanca. I mean, it is an international country that is known outside of its country. In a way that I think makes it a mecca for tourists who want to explore foods, explore different cultures, explore the amalgamation of different cultural influences, look at the architecture, go to the medieval ruins, and then there's the food. And so the idea that people would stop by a hash consumption lounge when they're already there, or would go there because it would be a little extra fun because of that aspect, I think is probably pretty high.
They have a lot of tourism between Spain and Morocco too, right? It's about 9.5 miles between Tangier and Tarifa or Algeciras. So then there's literally thousands of people that go across that strait every day back and forth. It's a 45-minute boat ride.
Of all the hash bars in the world, you had to walk in this one.
Wow, Jason.